A lot of people have been saying, who does Islam Makhachev need to fight next? And the person that you see on the screen is who he needs to fight next. I believe that a number one contender fight should be Islam Makhachev versus beneil dariush. Now, look, man, beneil has an excellent chance of beating Islam Makhachev. Beneil dariush might go in there and knock Islam Makhachev out. He can submit him. I don't know if he can wrestle him though. Tough one. Tough one. I don't know if anyone can beat Islam in wrestling. In straight wrestling, I don't know. But this is MMA. Striking, wrestling, jiu-jitsu, top game, bottom game. A lot of things to consider. Now, Islam did get taken down by Thiago Moises, so that's interesting. I think Dariush has an excellent chance of, working him and making him tired because Islam has never fought 5 rounds. I know he trains hard, very hard, but this is an excellent fight. The reason why I want to see this fight is because I don't know who would win this fight. Obviously, okay, sure, I'd give the little slight edge to Islam, but this fight is honestly a pick'em fight. Very close. Beneil Dariush is coming off a 7-fight win streak against notable opposition. He beat that guy that Islam beat in his last fight. Who was it? Not Dan Hooker, the one before that. It was that guy that he beat with the Von Flue choke. I forgot. But Islam and Beneil are cut from the same cloth. Beneil Dariush is top 3 lightweight of all time. Not all time, but lightweight right now. And his wrestling is not as good as Islam's. But his jiu-jitsu is excellent. His ground game overall is excellent. Fucking amazing. Islam's ground game is amazing too and excellent. Top notch. And his striking is good too. Islam is really, really good everywhere. And Beneil is really good everywhere. Beneil's on a 7-fight win streak. Islam is on a 9-fight win streak. This fight needs to happen. Dana White needs to make this fight. This is the fight. This is the only fight. This is the only fight that makes sense for Dariush right now. This is the fight. This is the best fight to make at 155 outside of Oliveira versus Dustin Poirier. This is the greatest fight outside of the title fight. Dariush doesn't have a dance partner right now. He's coming off a fresh win against, I don't know, the guy he beat in his last fight, but he has a very, very excellent game. Dariush is excellent everywhere. And he has the win streak, so okay, I think Dariush definitely has a better body of work. He's beaten better opposition than Islam has. I think Dariush can beat Islam, man. I honestly think he beats him. I think Dariush beats Islam Makhachev. That would be a tough fight for Islam. Obviously, look, man, Dariush has a much better ground game than Dan Hooker. Let's not compare Dan Hooker and Beneil Dariush. And let's not compare the guy before that he fought. What's his name? I don't know. He beat that guy with a Von Flue choke. Look, man, Dariush can beat Islam Makhachev. This guy needs to fight for the title. But right now at lightweight, what would I think? Well, it's simple. It's not even hard to make a analysis on lightweight. So Dustin's gonna fight Oliveira in December. Chandler and Gaethje are fighting in November in like a couple days. So what happens is the winner of Chandler and Gaethje, they need to wait. They need to wait for the title fight for the winner of Oliveira and Dustin. Now, some people would say, okay, the winner of Chandler Gaethje fights the winner of Dustin Poirier and Oliveira, and some people would say Islam fights Beneil Dariush for the number 1 contender, and then the winner fights the champ. But I could go a step further and say, okay, why don't we make a tournament? And we could do Islam Makhachev, Beneil Dariush, Chandler Gaethje, and then the winner of Chandler Gaethje fights the winner of Islam Makhachev and beneil dariush. But that doesn't make a lot of sense because that would be making the champ wait too long. I think Dustin's gonna want to fight in March or May. May would be a bit far, but March or April, somewhere around there maybe, or April probably would be a nice one, and then probably another one in the summer. But um, the best thing to do right now is beneil dariush and Islam Makhachev fight, and they fight the winner of the of the title fight. I just don't see how Chandler and Justin Gaethje are straight into title contention right after that fight. I feel like they need to get another win before they get a title shot because their last fight was for the title. Okay, if Chandler wins against Gaethje or Gaethje wins against Chandler, they only had one win, and before that they fought for the title. So they need to win a bit more, like one more after that, then they get a title shot. But it depends, man. It all depends because if Islam can't fight and if Dariush can't fight for any reason, maybe they get injured, then okay, of course, make the Chandler and make the fight for the title versus the winner of Chandler Gaethje. That makes sense because they're rated in the top five. Um, Gaethje's ground game is like super suspect though. I don't know if that guy can ever win a title. Is Justin Gaethje good enough to become the lightweight champion ever? Right now, if he fights Dariush, I favor Dariush. If he fights Islam Makhachev, I favor Islam Makhachev. If he fights what's the other dude's name? The one with the big head. I mean, honestly, if he fights Connor, then I favor Gaethje. But any guy that's good on the ground that has some good wrestling, if they fight Gaethje, they can beat him. Not easily, but they can beat him. The blueprint's already out on how to beat Gaethje. You wrestle him and you destroy him on the ground. That's how you beat Justin Gaethje. And I think Dariush beats him. Islam Makhachev beats him. A lot of fighters beat Justin Gaethje, I think. But Gaethje can fight though on the feet. He can fight on the feet. He has leg kicks, but he has no ground game. I think Dustin beats him as well. Like it's not. Dustin beats him. Oliveira probably beats him. Do you think Oliveira beats him? Actually, I don't know. I think Justin Gaethje beats Oliveira. Actually, that's an easy fight for Gaethje. I think Gaethje knocks him out, finishes him. I don't think Oliveira beats Justin Gaethje. It's just styles, man. I just don't think he beats him. I think Dustin beats him again, but I don't know if Gaethje beats Oliveira. Yeah, and what if Oliveira wins against Dustin? Then Oliveira versus what do I think about Oliveira versus Dariush? That's a pick'em fight. That's a pick'em fight. I don't know who wins that fight. I have no idea. That's a very very close fight. I just don't know. Dariush could go in there and just finish him, or dominate him. But how does Oliveira win? Submission? I don't see that happening. Knockout, maybe. That's a possibility. His striking has definitely evolved.